Welcome to the REI Foundation Podcast, where we cover all the steps and strategies to make your real estate dreams a reality. Now your hosts, Jason and Peely.
Hi there, and welcome again to the REI Foundation Podcast, Foundation Inspection Friday.
Seemed a little uncertain about that.
Sometimes the words get tangled in my head and I have to take a brief second to put them back together.
Well, today we're going to talk about something we are certain about is how we got our deal across the finish line on an offer that was less than a competing offer. And there was one thing that made us stand out is that we solved a problem that the seller had.
So the seller's problem was that they needed to get into first of all, I gave the seller a call and he was beside himself. He had just fallen down the stairs and he had hurt himself really bad. So of course they wanted to get into a 1-level home. And in order to do that, they had to sell their 2-level home. So to solve their problem, and that being they either needed to get into a rental or into another home, we decided to.
Well, we actually made a deal with them is that we allowed them, they've lived in this house for decades and they're moving down the shore and they are looking for a retirement community that is, of course, as Peely said, a single level home, but they need time to move. They have so much stuff in this house that they've accumulated over the years. So one, they need to get into a place and two, they need to have time to move. So what we did is we were able to put the deal under contract contingent on them finding a property. Mm-hmm. And the thing we did here is we released funds for escrow to help pertaining to their deposit and down payment for their deal, just to get them into their new home and allowed them to close in 2 months so they had time to move stuff into their new home.
So to give you the numbers on that, basically we held $5,000 as the deposit in escrow. In order for them to get into their new home, we actually released those funds to them. Yes, a lot of people right now are shaking their heads how do you secure that money? Well, we can put, what's that?
Well, it could put us in a bind, but it made us a stronger offer. And if
yes.
you feel confident in the deal, sometimes you have to take a little bit extra out of this. And now it's not always the way you're going to go. We're not going to do this in every deal and just throw money around with the hope that it's going to. But this is one that we already have an end buyer for. We have an equitable interest in the property, and it's something that we have a plan. I guess that would be lack of a better word, even if it's not certain. We have a plan of action to get this to the finish line. It's going to be a win-win. We have a great buyer for this property. We have a very good reason to be able to help the current homeowners get into a home that's going to, one, be more affordable for them to live in now that it's they're up in age and it's a house. It also, they've lived in the house for years, so they have a ton of equity. So our deal is going to be able to bring them some money when we do close, and we're going to make some money in the back end. So it's a win-win on all sides, and that's how you want these deals to be. You want these deals to be win-win, because if it's not a win-win, then you can't really call it a deal because someone's losing. Win-win
or no deal.
Correct. All right.
Thank you so much, everybody. This is Jason and Peely with the REI Foundation Podcast, Foundation Inspection Friday. Thank you so very much. You have a good day. Bye now.
Thanks for tuning into the REI Foundation Podcast. Check back next time for more awesome tips and strategies to launch your new you in real estate.